Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. If you are new around here, I am Astrologer Victoria from Your Wings of Ascension. And today we are looking at the weekend horoscope for Saturday, Sunday, July 8th and 9th of 2023. Yes, I'm going to break down both Saturday and Sunday individually, but the overriding theme for which we've kind of already been feeling and we're going to feel a few days after, but we feel very intensely this weekend is that of our shadows being brought to the light. So let me pull up Saturday. We will start there because it's the first day. So let's dive into this. Yes, 100% we are still we are still feeling this yod between Neptune. Well, I drew one of these days I will figure it out. Still not even, we're going to go with it. You all know what it is. It's Neptune in Pisces retrograde, Pluto in Capricorn retrograde, and Leo's Mars, all in this yod where if you want to go deep into this, go back and look at Thursday. I really dove into what this means, but essentially this is a divine intervention moment where the systems and structures that have been in place for very many years, perhaps your entire lifetime or on a collective level, our parents' lifetimes and our grandparents' lifetimes, we now have this intuitive spiritual knowing that they're not working and we are being forced to take action on them. So big change is coming through by divine hand. What we are feeling this weekend very strongly is this Sun and Mercury, both in Cancer, squaring over to Chiron in Aries. So let me pull this up. We can talk about this specifically. Chiron is our wound, our deepest wound, that which we never truly can heal, but we are always working and lessening. The Sun is our power source. It is what drives us through life. It is our ego. Mercury is our mind. It is how we input and output data. We understand the world around us. We communicate all of those things. So when the Sun and Mercury are in a square to Chiron, this can manifest as us feeling like we just aren't good enough. Because our entirety of self, our ego, is being met with a confrontational conversation with our deep wounds. So this can be a very heavy time where we just don't feel enough. We feel like we are not smart enough, not strong enough, that we'll never be able to achieve what we want to achieve, that we're not worthy of love. Whatever that deep wound is for you, this is being massively activated and your ego is being put in an uncomfortable place. Our ego never wants to have to look at itself, but that's what's happening. And with Mercury there, this can very likely manifest as us having extreme negative self-talk. So whether we say it just to ourselves or we say it out loud, this is things like actually saying, I'm not good enough. Instead of just feeling like, this is really hard, we're actually saying, I just can't do it. I'm not good enough. This is so far from the truth. Understand that this square with Sun Mercury over to Chiron is us feeling through what comes up. So we feel like we're not capable of receiving love, for example. This is being brought to our forefront so that we can acknowledge it, understand it, and in time heal it. If we don't know what's broken, we can't fix it, right? You take your car to the mechanic because the check engine light is on. Before they can fix it, they have to know what's wrong. This is where we're at in this process. Let me pull the chart back up because there's more to this. We're feeling still this Uranus over squaring to Venus. So this can be us longing for more, wanting more, feeling like there's something out there, we need to shake it up, change it up. This can also be us feeling like we are not worthy of. In the realm of relationships, in the realm of the material world, our relationship with money. So we can have a whole bunch of longing for something new, for something different. We can have a lot of impulsive reactions to our heart center because Venus is all about our heart. So this is another layer of bringing to light. Why do you feel that you need this new material item? What hole is this filling? Because really, it's not going to fill the hole. It's going to temporarily fill it, but then that's going to continue to bubble down, right? So this is pretty intense moment, which, and I'm going to change colors, we'll go green, is furthered by this north-south node axis here, to which both are squaring to Pluto. So this, and let me pull this up. This one's pretty heavy. We haven't talked about this yet. This, our north node being where our soul wants to grow. And in Taurus, it's what we're building for beauty and longevity and value. This square to Pluto is us questioning, are we doing it right? Is it the right thing? And is it good enough? Are we really worthy of this huge dream that we have? I don't know, maybe I'm not meant to ever, write my own book. Maybe I'm meant to just create the idea and story in my head, but no one will ever want to read it. This is the energy that we're feeling right now with this square from North Node and Pluto. The South Node, and Pluto square is us falling back into those bad habits that we are leaving behind. So being in Scorpio, this can be a lot of addiction. This can be a lot of manipulation. This is not where we want to be. We want to move out of that. We don't want to fall into fear. This, I don't think I'm ever worthy moment of Sun, Mercury square to Chiron, Venus square to Uranus, North Node square to Pluto. We don't feel we're worthy, but we are. And this is a hard time because we have to let those feelings of why we feel unworthy come to the surface. I know that this is a very, very deep subject, but allow yourself to process the emotions, but don't become them. So why do you feel unworthy of accepting love? Why do you feel you're not worthy of creating something? Right? I don't know what that is for each one of you because I'm not you, but we all know where we feel these insecurities bubbling. Now we need to look at the root cause and let them come to light. And yes, one more thing before we switch to Sunday. We do have this, lighter is better, moon over here in Pisces, which is finishing up, and it will pop into Aries later in the day. So we have the emotional energy behind it. So everything is very emotional. It is absolutely key on Saturday to be in control of your emotions. Let them come, ride through them, but do not allow those old stories to consume your life. Very, very important. As for Sunday, we're really still feeling the same things, except the moon is now in Aries. So an Aries moon is very active, emotional popping. If you've ever known anyone that has Aries in their big three, they're feisty. They say things, they do things, they're intense, and they are fast. Just fast talkers, fast thinkers. They move quickly. They can just pop off, whether it's joy or anger. This is the emotional backdrop of Sunday. So that's a pretty fiery time. We also have, this chart is at noon, but throughout the day later, yeah, look at that. The moon is going to come directly in contact with Chiron. So this again is this deep wound being activated. Emotionally, we're feeling this stuff and we can pop off. Again, be in control of your emotions. We do not want to go into fits of fear, fits of jealousy, fits of sadness. We have to allow the emotions to come, ride them out, and then leave them where they come up. It's a part of our story. It's not our whole story, but it is a part of our story. The moon, last thing for Sunday, because I know this is a whole lot to just digest. The moon is going to square off to the sun. So this, again, this is not easy because our ego is being met with our emotional center in an uncomfortable conversation where our ego wants one thing, but our soul coming through needs another. So it's again, allowing the emotions to come up, to make note of them. Literally take it and write it down. I think that would be fabulous right now. Don't analyze it, just write down what's coming up and the underlying things that you know are coming up. Meditate on them, pray on them, run, let the energy out, especially on Sunday. But don't become the stories of your emotions because it's not going to help. Understand where you've been is not wrong. You've done nothing inappropriate. You could have done something inappropriate, but in your soul journey, you know what I mean. Everything that happens is by divine plan. So they're not mistakes, they're stepping stones on your journey. Don't feel shame, don't feel guilt, don't feel doubt. Everything has a lesson to it. So feel into it, allow it to come, let it go, and realize this is the moment to see why the check engine light is on. We will begin healing shortly. All right, I know it's a lot, but again, I say this all the time. Now that you know the energy, you can choose to use it for your highest good instead of allowing it to consume you, because you could fall deep into the depths and the bottom of the darkest part of the ocean floor where everything is scary and you are just being suffocated by your emotions. We don't want to go there. Choose to rise up above it. Come up to the surface and get air. Don't sink to the bottom. As I tell you every time, you've got this. We've got this. I love you all. Please, please, please make the most of this weekend. Be safe, be smart, be in your heart. I will see you on Monday.